Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Transformers vs. Visionaries, issue number 2. So, this was a wild comic, man. This kind of surprised me. Anyway, getting right into it. Turns out that Merklin is actually a bad guy. No way! This is such a huge departure from the original, like from the comic book and of course from the cartoon. I don't think I watched all the cartoon episodes, but I read all 6 of the original comic books and I was adamant on finding them all, and I need to find them all again because I want to do a spotlight and story for those. Because these particular visionaries, this vision that IDW currently has for the visionaries, is so radically off kilter from the original visionaries from way back in the day. What was that, like 1986? For crying out loud. No, 88. Had to have been 88. But I mean, like, they're so different, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. And it's funny because originally I'm thinking these guys are so different. You know, they got Virulina. Like, she was never important. She was always just like the whiny bad guy female, who was second string to like what was the name of the bad girl? What do you want to call it? Bad girl who was, second string to Skeletor. What was that? Evelyn? Like nobody cared about her. Nobody gave two squirts about her. And it was the exact same thing in the Visionaries. It was always such a reduced role, and all of a sudden, Virulina here is like, whoa, hello, force to be reckoned with. Out with the old, in with the new. We don't need this other guy anymore. What do you call it? By all that lives, recede, and rot. That dude. Like, wow, this was crazy. So she is totally in charge right now. She's actually coronated here as the new chancellor. Okay. To try and put things straight, the Transformers obviously are just in total like regroup mode. They're like, okay, they can hurt us, they can kill us. That's messed up. And you know what this is? All of this is completely reminiscent of the Transformers versus GI Joe, the original one that came out. Also in no, I think that was 1990, 1991 perhaps, maybe 92. Anyway, I remember that off the shelves when that very first issue, they blew up, the GI Joes blew up Bumblebee, and then he got rebuilt into Goldbug. But like that was a huge deal. That's like, wait, whoa, what's happening here? What's going on? Did you just killed a Transformer? How are you gonna pull something like that off? So here they killed another Transformer. They killed Cup, somebody else also just as beloved. Mind you, he was the good guy, and Ironhide was kind of being the bully. But you're not going to get a whole lot of sympathy from killing off a bully. So she gets coordinated, and like it's almost like it's a done deal. They've already won and all this stuff because she gets crowned chancellor. Miraculin is completely behind her, which is again radically different from the original here. He was as neutral gets. He was like a druid in Dungeons and Dragons. And here he's like, "Oh, I was hoping you were going to get the hint." That almost made me drop the comic book. Like, I'm sorry, wait, what? So, yeah. All of it was so radically different. Even seeing Witterquick, like his lightning speed just flying by and just knocking out that. Ooh, did he knock out Sindar? I think he knocked out Sindar. Anyway, insane. And what happens? First off, there's a really funny line in there. It's like, the problem with being lightning quick? He's like, literally nothing. That is a Barry Allen quote, if ever I heard one. Actually, probably more of a Wally West, but nonetheless. So what winds up happening at this point is that the Spectral Knights come by and they're going to try and take over the Darkling Lords. They're going to try and, eradicate them right then and there and put them all in prison. Nope, because unfortunately they decide to attack after Virulina wins the court of public opinion. Yet, dude, you can't go after people after they've got the public eye. You now look like the bad guys who are trying to overthrow them. It's like, oh, we're weak, and wait, suddenly we're strong? Well, then we have to go with the strong thing, right? No. Obviously, the Spectral Knights have the right idea, but in public opinion, the people who aren't there, who have people who are willing to fight for them, and obviously the bad guys here, they're looking at it as, we can take these guys down. Oh yeah, sure, you're a glass cannon. That's what you are, because you're able to take these guys down, but how hard is it for the Transformers to take you down? But they don't think about that, do they? They've probably got some kind of magic set up for it. Meanwhile, Wheeljack and all of them are just trying to figure out, like, they call it magic, but I get the feeling that it's actually just something they can't explain. So he's like, it's something on the subatomic particle level that actually causes us to rust at super fast speeds. Yeah, that sounds pretty dangerous to me. That sounds pretty dangerous. Plus, rust is a chemical oxidization is a chemical change. Can't really undo too many chemical changes now, can you? So they're kind of screwed. Are we going to see Cup come back? I'm kind of expecting that yes, we will. But whether we do or not, this is pretty much an irrevocable change, and war is almost guaranteed now. Seeing the Spectral Knights go after the Darkling Lords was a fantastic part here, because just as I was literally, I'm reading, and I swear, in my head, I'm saying to myself, they changed the Visionaries so drastically that they might as well just call them something different. And I'm thinking up names they could have called them instead of the Visionaries, the Ordinaries or something. I wasn't thinking too deep into it, because the very next page, they wind up showing the Visionaries. They use their their staves, which some of them, like Leoric, uses as a shield instead, but they're using their staves to release their animal forms to fight each other. Whoa, interesting. They were originally supposed to come out of their chest plates and all that, and the staves were supposed to be reserved for their one-time use only staff power, whatever. The arrows turn, the swords repel, like nothing beat this mortal shell, whatever, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really hoping to see those powers also, but just seeing 4 of the knights fighting each other with their animal forms was amazing. That was amazing. So I'm kind of hooked on this comic at this point. This was good, fantastic writing. Before we even get into all that good stuff, just really quick here, Magdalene Visaggio, writer, art, which is the penciling and the inking. Explained later for the sake of conversation. FICO Ossio, maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. Sorry. Colors, David Garcia Cruz, and they also mentioned the letters by Sean Lee. Look, also Sarah Gatos and David Marriott, editors. Editors are important, but Sarah Gatos, I keep on wondering, is that a relationship to for crying out loud, Gatos from the Jessica Jones comic? Like, is that the same guy? Same girl? Is that like, she's married to him or something, or their brother or sister? Anyway, at the very end was actually the best part of the comic book. Okay, not better, but just the best part. They actually showed the layouts and the design drawings. Look, I love comic books. I've always gotten to comic books, and I've seen a couple little things here and there, but actually being able to see the same pages and see how they went from transition from the storyboard layout to the thumbnails to, essentially the finished product, fantastic. The only thing they left out was, who is it who actually puts in the automatopoeias? Because there was a part here where Merklin actually gave like an all you got uppercut to Leoric, and there was this kind of noise, and I'm like, dude, that is the perfect automatopoeia, perfect sound effect that I actually had it in my head, the vibration and everything, and I really want to know who puts those in. Either way, this comic, if you can't guess, is getting an A. This was fantastic. I didn't think I was going to love this that much. Honestly, like I said, I went into this comic book being extremely critical, thinking they're just going to mess up the Visionaries. There's no way they're going to get them right. Well, they didn't get them right. They got them differently. And I'm kind of happy with what they're doing. So that's a very rare thing indeed, to change up, to me at least. I don't even know if they're a cult following level, but to me, this was actually really cool. Again, so we're going to get Air Raiders now? Just saying. I could go for an Air Burger. I've read too many comics when I was a kid. All right, guys, that's it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.